Can you give us a summary of your educational background or your healthcare education and experience?
Mr. Walsh, you recognized.
My experience in healthcare.
Your educational background. I'm just curious. You testified as to a lot of your own research. So I'm curious for what purpose you do that and what background you have to qualifies you to speak to that.
Well, my
Mr.
background
Walsh.
that qualifies me to speak to this is that I'm a human being with a brain and common sense, and I have a soul. And so therefore, I think it's a really bad idea to chemically castrate children. That is my experience. Also, I did, now it's true, I didn't go to college, but I did go to school long enough to learn how to read so I can read the data for myself, and that's exactly what I've done.
Representative Clements, you
And
recognized.
for what purpose do you?
By the way, when you strike out the first time, just keep swinging. I guess he's going to get him with the next question.
Conduct your research and use this brain of yours?
Mr. Walsh, you recognized.
I use it for the purpose of trying to protect children from being castrated and mutilated. That's one of the things I try to do.
You don't use it to.
Clements.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You don't use it to get clicks on your
Let's state that.
publication.
Well, are you using it right now to try to get clicks with this interaction?
On
No, I really like the
Mr.
idea
Walsh.
of getting of drawing attention to the fact that this is happening to children. I know you seem to find it very amusing. I don't.
Can you imagine, like when you can't address the argument, impugn the intentions? Are you taking a stance against? He calls it genital mutilation. Let's just go by the politically correct term. Gender affirming care, puberty blockers. I think HRT, hormone replacement therapy, let's just call it by the euphemism. Are you doing it for clicks? I think I just lost. I saw someone in the backdrop who's a. I saw you, comma. Can you pop back in? Question mark. Can you imagine? Oh, okay. He might have a bad connection. We might have a guest. I don't want to. Can you imagine impugning the intentions? Are you doing it for clicks? Like when your brain short circuits and you can't think of any reasonable rebuttal to the argument, like Matt Walsh is doing it for the clicks. And what's that congressman or whoever the heck that lawmaker, what's he doing it for? Is he doing it for the clicks? Is he promoting this concept for the welfare of children? Or is he doing it, if we're going to apply the confession through projection theory about all this, is he doing it for some ulterior motive? Maybe virtue signal points, maybe popularity of the issue now, thinking he's hanging with the righteous crowd. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. and I love, I think I love Matt Walsh's dry delivery. It's like deadpan comedy, except it's tragedy. I watched the documentary, What is a Woman? And his ability to ask the questions with that monotonous, I call it deadpan delivery, doesn't get angry, doesn't laugh. And I don't know how, it takes skill to neither get angry nor laugh at the sheer absurdity of meeting with academics, meeting with doctors and asking them, what is a woman? And they say, that's a good question. What do you think a woman is? Why are you asking me what a woman is? Well, what is a woman? Someone who identifies as being a woman. Well, what are they identifying as in order to say they identify as a woman? They have to have a notion for what the woman is in order to identify as that which they think they identify as. What are they identifying as? And then the same type of weasel out of answering not answering an obvious question. I don't like the way you're asked. I don't like the tone of your voice, sir. Let's see if we can't get a better connection. Had a bad connection, it seems, in the parking lot. Okay, let's see here. Try again? Question mark. I want to bring Jeremy McKenzie on again to give us an update in what's going on in his situation. The world is, it's tough to feel like it's not coming off the rails. I just finished listening to the second half of the podcast with Joe Rogan, Crystal Ball Sauger. It's just tough to listen to the reality of the world and not get deeply, deeply cynical and deeply, deeply enraged. talking about the Pentagon failing its audit by, in the trillions. Talk about the amount of waste, the amount of support going to Ukraine, and the amount of stuff getting lost between front lines and end lines. It is tough not to get angry at what is going on in the world. Okay, Max Hines, thank you for the super chat. I'm not getting into that internet drama. Although the internet drama of Eliza Blue, Tim Cast, the quartering, that's taking another notch up of the Heideggerian level of internet drama, because now it's attracted the attention of Candace Owens. Can I find that tweet? Let me see if I can't find this tweet real quick, and then I'm going to get into thanking my sponsors, and then we're going to get into the real madness of the world, which is Project Veritas madness. Okay, hold on. January. Hold on 1 second. I know that I saw Candace Owens tweet about it today. Okay, sorry. I know that I saw her tweet about it today. Here we go. Look at this. Well, it's going to reach epic proportions of the Streisand effect, people. The Streisand effect is not a rumor. It's not an exaggeration. It's not hyperbole. It's a thing, and it's a thing for a reason. Here, the Candace Owens. How many followers does she have on Twitter? 3.3 million followers. Not bad. The Eliza Blue story is really interesting. Absolutely absurd. She thinks she can sue people to cover her tracks. I am definitely going to look further into this and report on it. I'm cueing the meme from the other guys. How's that working out for you? Did that work out the way you thought it would? Nope. My goodness. Anyways, I'm not reveling in anybody's misery or downfall. But like some people specified in that thread, this is not about Twitter drama at the upper levels of it. It's about potential censorship, potential abusing of internal relationships. And at the end of the day, it might also be about potentially about overt dishonesty and other malicious behavior, but we'll see. Innocent until proven guilty, yada, yada, yada. You know the shtick. All right. Not the first time the Pentagon misplaced $1 trillion. $1 trillion. I mean, no, I think it was even more than that, but it doesn't even matter. $1 billion, 100 billion, $1 trillion. Just poof. Hey, where did it go? I don't know. Hey, by the way, and if I don't pay $15,000 in tax, I get. Well, that's never happened to me. If you don't pay your taxes on time, you get audited. You pay back taxes. You can even face criminal charges if you screw up on your tax return. Oh, no, but $1 trillion of taxpayer dollars while people are walking the streets, homeless crisis in certain cities, drug crisis. It's just, right. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. Let me see if Jeremy's going to come back on. Bottom line with Jeremy Mackenzie. He may or may not have found a solution to his problem, temporary though it may be. And I just wanted him to update the world. And I was going to rub in the face of Canadian media that they still haven't touched the story. They still haven't mentioned Scotiabank deplatforming Mackenzie. And I have, from good sources, and I'm not saying that to undermine the good sources. If they're watching, they know who they are. But I haven't been able to independently verify this. But I have been told by trustworthy people, a trustworthy person, that basically the order to deplatform Jeremy Mackenzie, to debank Jeremy Mackenzie, comes from a top down. It comes from a top down to all the local branches. And, you can be in, I say this with no, I say this just no judgment and not to be belittling. You can be in small town Nova Scotia. The order has come down from high up. Don't touch Jeremy Mackenzie. He doesn't meet our risk profile. And it doesn't seem to be like anything that can be overridden at the lower level of human interaction. But it looks like he might have found something of a solution. And what was I going to say? I saw something that said, sorry, Viva, and I want to see where that went with the chat. No, I'm going to find it. Where did it say, sorry, Viva? Sorry, Viva, but the high wire is on now. Okay, I don't know what that is. Yeah, look. There's too much to watch. I'm trying to go at the 2 o'clock to not interfere with Russell Brand at 12 o'clock because I can't really start at 10 or 11 o'clock. I was supposed to be live with Ruben today in studio, but there was some conflict of schedule, so we're going to put that back off until Monday, 2 o'clock. Ruben, who was just in San Francisco meeting with Elon Musk, walking, living among the walking dead of homelessness, drug addiction on the streets of San Francisco. But the Pentagon can lose $1 trillion. No biggie. What's $1 trillion among friends? Okay, so today we are talking about Project Veritas because it's nuts. Now, I have no insider information. And even if I did, you wouldn't know about it. I would not disclose it unless I'm allowed to disclose it. With that said, if I would not repeat a story that I knew to be false or that I knew to be inaccurate, and there are a couple of Twitter threads circulating explaining what's going on that seem to be corroborated at the very least by MSM and by other people's accounts online. So there's a couple of Twitter threads which explain what's going on at Project Veritas, and it looks to be mutiny. At least that's what one of the Twitter threads is. It looks to be mutiny. What's the motivation for the mutiny? One can only hypothesize. The timing is peculiar. We also have the Substack by Seymour Hersh. Yeah, just a little thing that everybody knew from the get-go because it was so bloody obvious. Even this Canadian idiot knew it. That it was probably the U.S. that had a hand in orchestrating the sabotage of the Nord Stream pipeline. I tweeted out yesterday, and it's whatever traction tweets get. Sabotage of the Nord Stream pipeline. America tries to blame Russia, tries to get involved in World War III. It looks like it might have been the U.S. that did it. Ukraine bombs and kills 2 Polish farmers, immediately tries to blame Russia, tries to get the world into World War III. Maybe in all of this conflict, maybe the people should understand that if, in as much as Russia is a bad player, maybe they're not the only bad player, and maybe having your bad player march you into World War III is not as noble as you might think it is. We'll get there. And then there's some other fun stuff on the books. Now, let me just do this here, people, because you may have noticed it says sponsored. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Before this. Jesus Christ. What is everybody changing their face to this? Oh no, that's the same face. Okay, Max. Tim Poole says that he has insider information about Project Veritas and James O'Keefe, and he will be presenting in a little under 2 hours. All right. Let's see if his insider information is going to confirm or contradict my personal belief in all of this. In case anyone's wondering what I'm drinking, I'm sorry. I'm off the wagon. It's Red Bull, but to make it healthier, I've mixed it with something called Ora Bora, cactus rose carbonated water that actually tastes like spruce beer. That's not the sponsor of today's video, but there is a sponsor of today's video. There's 2 sponsors of today's video, and we're going to start with, let's go start with 4 Patriots, people. Share, make sure it's in here, and 4 Patriots. Things that you probably need in life in any event as backup emergencies, but it's always good to have them. During Hurricane Ian, I rushed out and bought a diesel-powered generator, and I never unboxed it, probably for good reason, fortuitously, because I returned it after the hurricane. Not because I didn't need it, but because my parents were emailing me or calling me and saying, David, more people get electrocuted by diesel generators than die in hurricanes. I don't think they're right. But either way, national security experts are warning our aging power grid is more vulnerable than ever. January marked the 3rd time a power station in North Carolina was damaged by gunfire. Oh, man. Yeah, that's it. Nothing more. Just sabotage on power grids and whatever, etc. Authorities are now checking our grid for vulnerabilities. They've identified 9 key substations. If these substations are attacked, why don't you tell the enemy what they can do? Power could be knocked out from coast to coast for up to 18 months. I love it. The authorities are looking into vulnerabilities and letting bad players know we're vulnerable. Imagine a blackout lasting days, weeks, or months. That's why having your own portable solar panel is more important than ever. 4 Patriots solar panel. Let me say this here. It installs in your house, quick, easy, portable, on the go, or even inside. It's good for camping. Also, to the extent it's not diesel, it doesn't emit fumes, so you don't have to have the generator outside. Small, about the size of a lunchbox. Powerful enough for your phones, medical devices, mini fridges. It comes with a solar panel and free shipping and practically unheard of 365-day satisfaction guarantee. And it's a big thing for Patriots. I mean, they're on Fox News. They're all over the place, and it's something that people should have regardless. Go to 4patriots.com, promo code VIVA, 10% off your first purchase. Power stick, anything in the store. www.4patriots.com, promo code VIVA. Now, some people say that the generator is worth its weight in gold, which will bring us to our second sponsor of the day. And then we're getting on to the juicy stuff. Gold, people. Look, if anyone had bought Tesla when I bought Tesla, they would have made some money there. But if they had sold crypto when I sold my crypto, they would have not made money. Gold, as the Biden administration just taxes and spends and loses $1 trillion, yada, yada, yada. There's inflation. What's the best way to hedge against inflation? Gold has been around for thousands of years. 5,000 years, gold has withstood inflation, geopolitical turmoil, stock market crashes, and there's great news. You can still get in. In fact, you can actually convert your retirement funds into precious metals. Birch Gold will tell you how to do it. They convert 401ks into precious metals. You can order gold. At the end of the day, you are getting the same gold. It's not like better gold at one company versus another, but you're getting better service at one company versus another. birchgold.com/Viva. You'll get a free info kit, how to invest, how to convert, yada, yada, yada. A+ rating, thousands of positive reviews, 5-star reviews. Get gold. Feels good to hold. And that rhymes. Be bold. Get gold. It's good to hold. All right. Thank you. The links are in the description. And now, what do we want to start with? I forgot to see if we were live on Rumble. Are we live on Rumble? Refresh. We're live on Rumble. Oh, and Second Amendment or Die says, is your Rant Stats web add-on working for you? I much prefer supporting you on Locals and Rumble. Let me see. It is working. I downloaded the plugin. Thank you, community, for telling me to do that. Now I see a little red icon that says Rants. And then I click on it and I see the comments on the left. So we're going to see if it's working. It's beautiful. And what I can probably do is share the screen afterwards and just scroll through them. We'll see if it keeps the rants. Does it keep the rant the entire stream? We'll see. Okay. Let me see if... Okay, we're going to see if I can get... We'll see if we can get Mackenzie later. Let's start with something that's not the big story of the day, because we're going to want to talk about that on Rumble. And we're going to move over to Rumble. The link is there. I'll be there in a few minutes. Let's start with, it's a segue from the beginning. We're going to come to a short, full circle. Matt Walsh taking a stand, and a righteous one, I believe, against what I do believe will be retroactively regarded as genital mutilation. Child genital mutilation. They're calling it gender-affirming care, top surgery, bottom surgery, wonderful euphemisms for the butchery of what they are doing to young people. People who can't consent to getting a tattoo, can't get alcohol, can't get cigarettes, but they can know in their heart of hearts what their gender identity is as they're going through the most volatile stage of their developing life, that they can do things that will permanently damage them for the rest of their lives. They can decide to do that. Matt Walsh has taken a righteous stand against that. Everybody should go watch. I know it's old now, but I was going to say about a girl, but what is a woman? That being said, the other layer to this tiramisu of insanity is how this question of transgender rights translates into biological males who identify as female. So the biological males competing in women's sports. Now, finally, there are, courage is contagious. And once one person speaks out, other people say, hey, it's not all that bad to stand up for what I believe is righteous and just and biologically fair. There's a swimmer. I played the video yesterday, Riley Gaines, who testified before Congress, and she testified to the fact that a 6'4" biological male, fully intact, who's competing in the women's league because he identifies as a woman and has started taking some hormone therapy, but has not has not done what Richie, who I interviewed a couple weeks ago, has not done what, Chloe Cole, who I interviewed a while back, has done, but she's a woman. She did the top surgery, double mastectomy at the age of 15. Leah Thomas, the trans swimmer, fully intact, 6'4", has competed as a male until recently when decided he's transitioning and is now taking, appreciate this absurdity. There are no differences between biological males and biological females. And if a biological male identifies as a female, well, trans women are women. There's no differences except in order to be recognized and compete, they have to take medications that bring down their biological attributes to levels that would not bestow an unfair advantage among competing with women, as if that makes any sense. So Leah Thomas, who I believe is taking some medication, but is fully intact, has been competing with the women's league and dominating in some cases and not dominating in others, as though the not domination doesn't mean that there's not an unfair biological advantage to having been born a male, having gone through puberty, having gone through testosterone, muscle development, bone development, heart size, average height. Now, as if all that doesn't exist. And as if that means that if the person doesn't win every single race, that there's not something fundamentally unfair about it, as if finishing fifth and bumping everyone else down who would have finished in that fifth position is not itself also unfair. Set that aside. Changing in the changing rooms with biological women, and Riley Gaines came out and talked about it. But that's not the purpose here, and we're not even going to read the article. Just listen to this. This is the headline. Fox News. Fox News. Trans swimmer Leah Thomas showed, quote, male genitalia, end quote, in locker room after meet, Riley Gaines says. You notice how it's just very, very bizarre. They put male genitalia in quotes. In an interview on America Reports Wednesday, the 12-time All-American and 5-time SEC champion urged the National Collegiate Athletic Association to make separate locker rooms for transgender athletes, as if that's the solution to what is the fundamental underlying biological injustice of all of it. But to set that aside, recounting her own discomfort when she was exposed to Thomas's, quote, male genitalia, end quote, in a woman's locker room after the meet. Now, I appreciate that Fox News is quoting Riles. I just forgot her name now. Riles Gainey. Jesus, what was her name? Such an idiot. Riley Gaines. I appreciate they're quoting Riley Gaines, but you don't need to put male genitalia in quotes when you're referring to male genitalia. And what Fox News is doing here is basically saying, we're not the ones saying a penis is male genitalia. Riley Gaines is the one saying a penis is male genitalia, because how could you find male genitalia on a woman? I mean, it wouldn't make any sense. Fox News doesn't have the intellectual honesty and the basic decency and, I don't know, kindergarten level courage to refer to male genitalia of Leah Thomas, because a penis is a penis is a penis, as male genitalia. They got to put it in quotes. So when they can't get brigaded, they can't get harassed, and they can't have a social media mob come at them and say, how could you refer to Leah Thomas's penis as male genitalia when Leah Thomas identifies as a woman? And they're gonna say, "What? We didn't say it. I put it in quotes." It was Riles. Jeez Louise, what's my problem? Riley Gaines. It was Riley Gaines who said it. Go bother her. We're just reporting her words. Cowards. Follow the science. Mamma mia. It's a world gone mad. Okay, what do I have here? Oh, I flagged this. This is Bucklebrush Jones, who said Canadian Veterans Credit Union won't take Jeremy. Yeah, it would be LOL if it weren't so damn tragic and absurd. And Canadian media won't say a thing because they don't want to. It's not cool to say it now. Let me just refresh here and see if we're still good on YouTube. Before we end on YouTube, to go to Rumble. All right, everybody, you got the link to Rumble. Let's do it. Let me get that out of here. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. Okay. I wanted to do one other thing. I'm going to vivabarneslaw.locals.com, looking at the chat here, and we are looking good. Can we go back to talking about diesel generators? All right, well, we're done on all of it. Okay, people, there are 2,000 people watching on YouTube. I know some people still are not totally enamored with the what do they call it? The user experience. Rumble is getting better, and the only way to make them get better at increasingly rapid rates, go put out your critiques, your recommendations, your suggestions for improvement, put them out there, put them in the chat. I send them directly to Pavlovsky himself. So it will get good. Pressure makes diamonds. So let's go over there and end this on the YouTubes. And for all of you, I'll post it to YouTube tomorrow. I'll post the entire stream in its integrality, in its entirety to vivabarneslaw.locals.com, where you can go and follow us there and join us there. Waiting on Rumble, Dave. Okay, let's do it. Ending on YouTube. 3,